Uh, I would like to remind people the April 2nd Stop the Spread Stay at Home order that I implemented is still in effect. You heard Governor Cuomo earlier extend the pause New York order through May, to the middle of May. So I'd like to take a moment to remind people the Stop the Spread Stay at Home order is still in effect. And again, what that means is there's essential travel only for essential workers, for essential shopping, or for medical appointments. That's really the only few reasons you should be out traveling around. So we're trying to limit face-to-face interaction. We're trying to limit the amount of travel that people are doing in general. Again, there's no reason to get that stimulus check and run right to Walmart and bring the whole family, or run right to Lowe's and bring the whole family. There's just no real reason to do that. You should go one person per household, essential items only, essential shopping trips only, and there's no reason to take the daily field trip with the entire family to our retail stores here in Oswego. Ever since implementing that Stop the Spread Stay Home order on April 2nd, there has been a noticeable difference here in the city of Oswego. You can see it driving down the road. You can see it in the crowds at the stores. There's obviously been no gatherings. Complaints, which were actually high before the Stop the Spread order, before April 2nd, have drastically reduced ever since that Stop the Spread order. And I just want to thank the public for actually listening to that and obeying that Stop the Spread order. It is making a difference, and when we're all obeying it in such a way that we can actually visibly see it on the streets and as you're out in the community, that means that we're listening and we're doing the right thing. So I understand it's frustrating. I understand cabin fever is setting in. I feel it. I've noticed I'm a little more irritable lately, and the frustration's growing, right? I understand that. But I just have to thank the public for obeying the rules, abiding by the stay-at-home order. It's working, and I ask you to keep doing that through the governor's new May deadline. I'd also like to thank, in addition to the general public, small businesses have stepped up. They're following the rules. A lot of them have hardships of their own because they're closed or reduced hours, or just struggling financially. That's why we made small business assistance available right away. But the small businesses, you get on social media and you see the local small businesses, the same businesses who have the burden of being closed and have financial hardships of their own, are out delivering food to our first responders and to medical offices. It's really amazing to watch, and we need to support those small businesses just as much as they support us.
I need to commend everyone who lives, visits, and works in the city of Fulton. I want to thank Mayor Barlow again for inviting me here and allowing Fulton to have a voice in this conversation.
Thank you. With that, if the mayor's okay with it, we'll take some Q&A if you want. And Mayor, if you want
Absolutely.
to jump in and answer, let me know.
As of yesterday, even we had some of our followers at iHeart questioning Walmart's practices. Are you aware of that, and is there anything going on with that right now?
Yeah, so we've been, if you remember, I want to say it was about 2 weeks ago, the last press conference I had, I actually came out pretty strong with what we wanted to see with Price Chopper, Walmart, Lowe's, and some other, I don't mean to single them out, but they're the most obvious examples. We sat down with the management at each store and said, here's what we want to see. Here's what the state has put forward, and locally we're going to start enforcing it because it's being put forward for a reason, right? So they now have counters at the entrance of their stores. We've been there while they're doing it, and they're limiting the capacity, the number of people who are allowed in the store at any one time. They've put down the one-way aisles. They've put down the distance, 6 feet distances at the checkout. So we're pleased with that, and they've allowed us to put OPD and OFD, as I said, on Friday, Saturday, Sundays outside of their doors, so that when the public comes in, we can explain to them, if there's a family of 4 walking in, I think it helps to just have that engagement at the door and say, why is the whole family coming in? Do you really need to make this trip today? Make sure you get everything you need for the next few days so that you're not back here. It's explaining safe measures to take right now, common sense measures.
We have one more question from a concerned mom who was very worried as she had 3 children and only one of her, she's a single mom, of wanting to take her kids for a walk and not really being able to keep that 6-foot distance because their children are so little. What could you tell her?
Well, and that's where, I don't want to say there's a gray area. I think that's where you just have to exercise some common sense, right? What we don't want to see are people from different households saying, let's meet at Brightbeck Park at noon today and go for a walk and roll around in the grass. If you are, all the individuals are of the same house, like this single mother with 3 children, they live in the same house as it is. Of course she can go out and go for a walk in the park. That's totally acceptable. But what we don't want to have happen is that family meet up with another family that's in the same situation and have a meeting in the middle of Brightbeck Park under the bell, and then those 2 households are transmitting anything they may have, right?
Thank you, Mayor.